and how it operates in the society. Let's talk about the first term, education. The word education comes from a Latin word, and that means to lead out or to bring up. The process of receiving or the giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or the university. Education may be defined as the system of consisting of the roles and the norms that ensure the transmission of the knowledge, values, and the patterns of the behavior from one generation to the next. Durkheim defined education as the socialization of the younger generation. W.G. Summer defined education is the attempt to transmit to the child the mores of the group so that he can learn what conduct is approved and what disapproved, how he ought to behave in all kinds of cases, what he ought to believe and reject. Education may also be defined as a process of whereby the social heritage of the group is passed from one generation to another, as well as the process whereby the child becomes socialized, learns the rules and of the groups into which he is born. Education is a social institution through which a society's children are taught basic academic knowledge, learn skills and the culture norms. Let's talk about the Brown definitions of the education. Education is the sum total of experience which molds the attitude and determines the conduct of both the child and the adults. Jones defined that it is a social institution through which society provides its members with the knowledge including basic facts, job skills, and culture norms as well as the values. So, educational institution is responsible for the systematic transmission of the knowledge, skills, and the cultural values within a formally organized structure. It is one of the most influential institutions in the contemporary societies. Every nation in the world is equipped with some form of education system. Through those systems vary greatly. We have a different institution like school, colleges, madrasas, universities, technical institutions, vocational institutions, medical colleges, and educational boards. Let's talk about some of the types of the education institutions. The first one is the formal. It is a plan with a particular end in view, limited to a specific period, well defined, and the systematic curriculum given by specially qualified teachers includes activities outside the classroom, observes strict disciplines. It is taken from school, college, university, and the other formal educational institution. Informal education, it could be incidental or and spontaneous, not pre-planned, not imparted by any specialized agency, not no prescribed times tables, or it could be negative also. So it is taken from family, community, and the society with no hard and fast rules and regulations. Lastly, we have to discuss some of the functions of the education. The first one is the socialization. Technology Technologically, simple societies look to families to teach skills and the values and thus to transmit a way of life from one generation to the next. As societies gain more complex technologies, the schools becomes the first formal agency which expose the child to the rules of the larger societies. In the primary school, children learn language and the basic mathematical skills and additions. All education institutions teach culture, values, and the norms. Here, the child learns to recognize and obey rules, learn to behave in a group setting, sit quietly and listens to teachers, participate in a social event, and accept the responsibilities. The other one could be cultural transmission. The system of education transmits our cultural values to the next generation. During education, the teacher, while teaching, learns the social culture norms himself. While teaching, he adds his or her own experience in the knowledge what he received from his parents and the teachers. The other one is social control. Schools are responsible for teaching values such as discipline, respect, obedience, punctuality, and determination. Schools teach conformity by encouraging young people to be the good student, hardworking future workers, and law abiding citizens. The other one, cultural innovation. Educational institutions create and transmits cultural values. Teachers does not transmit the same knowledge without change. By adding his experience, he makes knowledge up to date and according to the requirements of the society. The teacher educates the new generation, thus bring social change. Centers of the higher educations bring change in our lives through the research conducted by the scholars. Research in the science, the social sciences, the humanities, and the fine arts of arts leads to the discovery and changes in our way of life. The other one is patriotism. Patriotism develops through education in the younger generation. The children recognize themselves and their duties towards the nation. The last one is the future occupation. Education directs toward the selection of future occupation. It also provides occupational trainings and teaches the skills needed to perform roles in increasingly specialized occupation. So that were some of the functions of the educations.